Yesterday I went in the Tala library and I pointed out someone and his son in the Bible that have lived for hundreds of years. They're mentioned in Proverbs, they're mentioned in the book of Psalms, the king and his son. And in Proverbs it's Attila and Ukal, Callahan and Attila the Hun, or probably Philip and Mark Antony and Macedonia. Who knows? But anyhow, no book other than the Bible gives a true account of human history. Human history has been fabricated. What you have today, conventional wisdom, is lies. Even the Quran doesn't speak about people living for hundreds of years. Only the Bible. So you have to read the Bible to get the true picture. And the Most High says, a wise man will seek wisdom and will seek the truth. So, if you're a Muslim, if you're a Hindu, if you're a Buddhist, if you're any of these other people, there is lots of stories of people living for hundreds of years in other cultures. I'm not saying there's not, but they've been taken out of circulation and tucked away and buried. So basically, if you're one of these people from any of these other religions or schools of thought, you're definitely not getting the full picture. Your teachers, if they're not teaching their children the Bible in the correct manner, they're not being taught anything of any substance. Basically, you're paying people to teach your children lies, and that's not good parenting. And it doesn't matter what country, what race, what creed, what colour you are. If you're teaching your children lies and paying people to teach your children lies, your parenting skills are shit. When I was rearing my son, Lindsay Peel keeps sending me messages. Yay! Do you know who Lindsay Peel is? Yeah, anyway, if your parenting skills are shit because you're teaching your children lies, you're paying the government to teach your children lies, you're electing people in democracy to teach people lies. Now here's the spiel, here's the skinny. The rising of the kings is going to happen. The moon is going to stop moving away from us, all sorts of stuff. KJV, the rising of the kings, Google it. When that happens, the republics have to go. And the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee will be utterly wasted. So there's wars coming. There's people are going to go, no, we want to teach lies. We don't give a fuck about the Lord's inheritance or his kings. We don't give a shit about the truth. We don't give a fuck about the Bible. We don't want to hear your shit. We hate you because you're a Christian and you propagate the truth. We're sticking with the tares. We want hell, damnation, and eternal shy. Yeah, that's what they want. We don't want that. So my intentions have always been the same from the start. To overthrow the Irish government, to restore my title, my ancestral title, the O'Neill, the Unnee, to restore Gaelic law, and to subdue, and to teach. Education is the key. We're going to try and educate people. That's what we do, try and educate them. But that option is not the only option at our disposal, is to teach people. Soon, in the not too distant future, we'll be in a position to force people to comply. And force them we will. That's just the way it goes. The truth is the most powerful, the most potent thing in creation, because it's part of love. The way, the truth, and the lie is Jesus Christ. So when you seek, I was talking to Jehovah's Witnesses yesterday. I talked to them and they piss me off. They do really piss me off. I says to the Jehovah's Witnesses, such and such and such and such, and really they don't have a clue. Whatever, they're like they remind me of a cult, but they're not a cult, but they're just full of shit, a lot of them. They just haven't got a Danny LaRue. So I says to them, what about this, what about that? Is it in the Bible? Well, no, don't bother with it. Truth is not only in the Bible, truth is all over the place. You have to seek the truth. You not only find the truth in the Bible, there's truth everywhere. And you have to seek the truth, knocking the door will be open. You have to seek truth wherever it is. And shielding people from lies is not going to do them any good. You have to point the lie out to them and then explain to them the truth. So for people to turn around and say, if it's not in the Bible, we don't. That was what it was. The book of Adam and Eve. The book of Adam and Eve was in the Bible. These books were taught as doctrine back in the early Christianity. Now they're not taught. So this Jehovah's Witness woman who can't listen. Women, they can't listen. They're supposed to listen. They're no good at it. Anyway, it's the Jehovah's Witness Bible. This book was in the Bible. Basically, Adam jumped out, tried to fly, smashed off the ground, died, and was resurrected. When Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, they were distraught. They were absolutely distraught because they were out of God's grace. They've probably never been told this, but the most traumatizing and traumatic thing ever is to be out of God's grace, to be given over to the power of Satan. The only thing that's protecting you from Satan right now is God's grace, God the Father, and His angels. If He wasn't protecting you right now, you might think, oh, God doesn't care about me, God doesn't give a shit about me. Right now, no matter how bad your life is, it can get a whole lot worse. As a matter of fact, it can get terribly worse if you haven't got any angelic protection. And mostly, if your angelic protection is bad, it's down to the teachings of your fathers and the fathers before you and your parents before you. It's the genetics. It's degenerating because of sin. The Most High says, my children perish for lack of real knowledge. So when you're dying and your genes are degenerating, it's because you're being taught lies. Everything you're being taught is a lie. History is a lie. It's half-truths. So you have to take a whole new outlook on life. You have to take a new look at life. You have to get rid of the government. The Irish Republic, it has to go. It has to return to Gaelic rule. That's when the Lord will uphold us and He will go ahead before us and defeat our enemies. For His glory, He says He will glorify the house of His glory. Us Gaels are the house of His glory. Up here in the Isles of Elijah, Britain and Ireland, Iceland, the islands. They're not the islands of Satan scholars anymore. They're not the tradition. Here's the thing. Every Greek letter has before the Bible was translated into English, it was translated from Aramaic or Hebrew into Greek. Every Greek letter has a numerical value. Yeah, that means it has a number that goes with it. Jesus' number in the Bible, He who saves Jesus, is in Greek, yeah, and it comes up to 888. So the number of the beast is 666. The only word in the Greek Greek vocabulary and alphabet that translates to 666 is traditions. So you've been taught traditions from your parents. You've been taught St. Patrick's, Satan's Day, veneration of saints, going to church on a Sunday. These are all the traditions. Veneration of popes and stuff like that, worshipping of the Virgin Mary idol, repetitive prayer, waffling the ears off God, saying the same stuff and annoying Him all the time, praying to Him constantly and wrecking His nut, all of this stuff.